Myself, Patel Heny. So, today I'm going to talk about macroeconomics case analysis, which is prepared by our group. And let's move towards our topic. So, in this presentation, we are going to talk about inflation, recession, unemployment, macroeconomics, and fiscal policy. So, our first news is on Canadians stressed more than ever heading into critical giving Tuesdays. So, what is there in this? It is talked about inflation, impact of inflation and housing cost challenges for social service and shelter systems. Briefly introducing the main points: rising food cost, high housing prices, overcapacity in shelters, and the systematic challenge faced by individuals and organizations. Rising food cost. The combination of need and inflation, doubling food cost, quote from Mac Corbex on the challenges faced by businesses like Fried Victor, visual graph or chart showing the increase in food cost. So what I'm talking about the housing challenges, shelters mean to be temporary solutions now facing overcapacity, individuals staying for extended period, hindering the turnover needed for new clients, concerns about the approaching cold weather and its impact on those without shelter options. Images depicting crowded shelters and a thermometer indicating cold weather. This condensed presentation provides a snapshot of the key issues, making it suitable for a brief overview while still maintaining some detail on each aspect of the news article. So, what is shelter overcapacity? Shelter means to be temporary solutions now facing overcapacity. Individuals staying for extended periods, hindering the turnover need for new clients, concerns about the approaching cold weather and its impact on those without shelter options. This considered presentation provides a snapshot of key issues, making it accept suitable for a brief overview while still maintaining some detail on each aspect of the news article. So, second news article is on recession. Recession in Canada probable next year. Ex-Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney says. Former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney told a Senate committee Thursday that Canada is likely headed for a recession amid difficult economic times but lacked the Liberal government's current fiscal discipline in tackling high inflation. I think a recession is most likely globally and probable in Canada, he said, citing slowdowns in the UK, Europe, and China. A recession is a significant, widespread, and prolonged downturn in economic activity. A common rule of thumb is that two consecutive quarters of negative gross domestic product growth mean recession, although more complex formulas are also used. In this graph, you can see that graph is showing the GDP declined. So basically, there are four money mistakes to avoid now if you want to survive a recession. It is selling out of market, spending money on things other than debt, pausing retirement contributions, not building an emergency fund. To conclude this news with extended period of economic deadlines such as lower output, job losses, and tighter budgets are recession. The fiscal challenges of spending less and controlling inflation are intricate. To weather recession, avoiding taking or more debt, keeping emergency savings, and making regular investments is essential. Carney's endorsement of fiscal policy illustrates the difficult economic balancing that government must perform. So, what's the news next? Canada's jobless rate rises to 5.7%, fueling Bank of Canada rate hikes are done. So, Ottawa's Canada's unemployment rate rose to 5.7% last month as job opportunities became less plentiful in an economy weighted down by high interest rates. Economic challenges finding job in Canada is becoming tougher, leading to a rise in unemployment rate to 5.7%. Over the past 6 months, the job market has been facing difficulties. Economic growth concerns, despite the addition of 18,000 jobs, the overall economic growth is not as robust as needed, reflected in a slower pace of job creation compared to population growth. Wage dynamic. While wages are growing, the rate of increase slowed last month. On average, hourly wage are now 34.8%, showing a 4.8 increase of a year ago. Sectorial shift. Certain industries like construction and creative fields are doing well in terms of job growth, but others such as retail and manufacturing are experiencing declines. Monetary policy response. The Bank of Canada has decided to keep the interest rate steady at 5% to address the challenges posed by higher rates on the economy. Economic resilience. The labor market has shown resilience post pandemic, with employers continuing to hire, but there is a noticeable decline in job vacancies. Anticipated economic challenges. There is a prediction that the employment rate may climb to 6.7% in 2024, indicating ongoing challenges in the job market and the broader economy. Export recommendations. Economists recommend that the Bank of Canada should refrain from further interest rate hikes to allow the economy to naturally slow down. Household financial strain. One in three Canadas is finding it's challenging to meet financial needs, especially in areas like transportation, housing, food, and clothing. Inflation and spending control. The Bank of Canada is hoping that by keeping interest rates stable, people will cut back on spending, helping to control inflation and bringing it back to the target of 2%. To conclude this news, we can say that this news highlights that Canadian economy is navigating employment difficulties, slower economic growth, and the need for careful monetary policy decision to maintain stability and address the financial strain faced by households. Moreover, ongoing macroeconomic challenges in Canada, including a softening job market, economic contracts, the impact of interest rates on various sectors, and efforts to manage inflation while addressing household financial strain. The Bank of Canada's policy decision play a crucial role in navigating these challenges and shaping the future economic landscapes. The next news article is about post Hastel. While these economists think the Bank of Canada will cut rates and early as April. Bank of Canada's recent decision. The Bank of Canada recently decided to hold its benchmark's interest rate, and while this was expected, the conversation has shifted to when the bank will start cutting rates. The central bank tickled several boxes in its statement. Higher interest rates are clearly restraining spending, the economy is no longer in excess demand, and the slowdown is reducing inflation pressures. Inflation concerns. Despite these conditions, the bank expect concerns about inflation risk and stated its readiness to hike rates again if needed. Timings of rate cuts. Some economists anticipated rate cuts stating as April, with concerns about the challenging months ahead for the Canadian economy, including rising unemployment rates and slowing consumer spendings. Economic perspectives. Many economics believes that the almost 2 years, 475 basic points hiking cycle has come to an end. The focus is now on when the bank will start cutting rates. Predictions. For predictions for rate cuts. Various economists have different predictions for the timing and depth of rate cuts. Prediction ranges from first cut in March to June, with expectations of reductions throughout 2024. Some anticipate a more significant reduction than the market currently predicts. Market expectations. Market forecast around 100 basic points reduction over the year, while some economics like Capital Economics expect 200 basic points of cuts, bringing the central bank rate to 3% by the end of 2024. So, to end this, the last news is current economic landscape of Canada. According to the finance minister, freelance Canada faces the possibility of a recession but could progress steadily towards economic growth. Reports also indicate an expected increase in the nation's unemployment ratio. Impact of the recession and unemployment. Recession consequences. A recession result in a significant and prolonged decline in economic activity and growth, leading to increased unemployment. Unemployment effect. During a recession, the reduction in investment increase unemployment as business struggle to sustain operations. Government's fiscal response to recession. Additional investment. Do your research and develop a plan with goals. Diversify your portfolio through coin ownership, follow the market closely, commit to tackle issues, be cautious of scams and too good to be true scenarios, avoid all in strategies, stimulus measures, apps and platforms help streamline user experiences, seek expert guidance from crypto logistic team members. Rising deflects and debt serving cost. Deflects impact. The COVID 19 pandemic led to the imposition of financial assistance programs and healthcare investments, resulting in larger deflects than anticipated, increasing debt service cost. The cost of borrowing has then dramatically increased, imposing a significant obstacle to the government's budgetary planning. Long term effect. The study predicts a significant rise in debt services expenses, raising concerns but about fiscal sustainability and long-term financial impact. Mitigating future economic challenges, proactive approach to maintain budgetary sustainability and minimize adverse economic effect. The government must address these challenges through open and deliberate measures. Long-term planning. Long-term planning is essential to mitigate the effects of rising interest rates and debt-serving experiences on the economy and public services. Fiscal responsibility. Ensuring fiscal responsibility is crucial to navigate the economic changes posed by increasing deflect and serving cost. So these are the references of a news article from which we have taken this news, and that was it for today. Thank you so much.